Welcome back to one of my blog post expansion type things. Not sure what I'm going to call it, but yeah, I'm going to talk about one of my blog posts is called Doing Before Saying. This is a very big philosophy that I have now in my life, and you might be able to get something out of this. The New Year's is coming up, so definitely you will be able to get something out of this. So let's get into it and what the blog post means. I'll link it in the description as well if you want to read it. Excuse me. So think before you act and act before you speak. What I mean by this is whenever we are in a situation where it's stressful, we tend to react emotionally instead of logically. And so this is about how we should think in our head, create that buffer after we experience something where we would tend to react in that moment, create that buffer, kind of like work that buffer and practice it and make sure it's there. And then think about your action, using that like couple seconds to think about it, and then act. And then act before you speak. I mean, before you go and tell everyone what you did, talking about it, you should do it. So let's say like you have a New Year's resolution of going to the gym every day, and you tell everyone, in December, hey, this new year I'm gonna be like going to the gym every day. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna lose so much weight, or I'm gonna get in so much better shape. And then, like we all know, what happens is they go for the first week, and then they just stop. So this is a safeguard almost for your reputation, in that you should always do something without telling anyone you're doing it. Maybe like while you're doing it. I mean, obviously, like don't get super extreme. Don't like go off the radar or anything, but do stuff before you brag about it, especially. That'll save you a lot of hardship. So yeah, when you can't commit to your goals, it makes you look bad. And when you give someone your word, that is all they have to judge you by, other than like the product of your work. So the intentions of the person who couldn't commit to their word are eventually questioned, despite the previous benevolent experiences. So despite if they have a good relationship with a person, respect goes down whenever they can't commit to their word. So this extends to work, friends, partners, family members. Pretty much every relationship is vulnerable to these types of criticisms. Another way to think about this is thinking of yourself as a brand. So whenever you're marketing a brand, you want to talk about stuff that you've done. Or like if you're marketing a product, let's say, you want to talk about stuff that it has done in the past, or maybe like using testimonials to describe what other people have seen you do, or seen the product do in that case. And that's really talking about how, or what I mean by that is you have to think of yourself as a lifelong reputation, and you need to protect that. So whenever you think of yourself as a brand, you're going to be more inclined to protect how people view you. And essentially people are going to want to buy you. That's going to be like, analogously, that compares to like wanting to hang out with you or like invite you out to things. That's them like buying into you and like what you stand for. So this signaling is part of our biological evolution, reminding us that we live healthier and longer lives when we all stick together. If the person is like suitable, we live longer and healthier. So that again goes back to our kind of ecological evolution, in that we needed each other to survive. And so we started noticing these cues. Evolutionarily, we adapted and understood these cues to be able to see what types of people would actually survive. So trust and credibility are everything. It's how we evaluate stock prices. It's how we know what company to buy from. It's how we know if we want to have an intimate relationship with someone. And therefore, it's extremely important for all of us to protect our reputations by being trustable and credible. So again, think before you act and act before you speak. Write that down, practice it, think about it, kind of mull it over in your head. So think about what you want from life right now and why you need that. Understand that you need to prove to yourself that you can do what you set out to do before you go and tell everyone else about what you want in life and why you need it. Personal experience of this is whenever I was like going through a rough patch in life and I needed to step away from everything. And so I decided the best thing to do for that was to go and backpack up Mount Whitney, if you guys have heard of it. And it's not like the hardest hike you can do. However, for me, without any training whatsoever, and without any preparation of the conditions, just decided to go and went by myself, didn't tell anyone where I was going, and just did it. Next thing you know, people are like seeing on my Snapchat or social media like, the hell, this guy's like up on this mountain. And that's the difference between like imagine if I said I'm gonna go hike this mountain and then I never did. What does that say about me? But instead, or on the other side of the coin, what does it say about me if I go and hike this mountain without telling anyone and then I tell everyone what I did? That has a much more lasting impact, of a positive lasting impact of my character and who I am. So I encourage you guys to apply this sort of perspective into everything that you do, and especially with the coming New Year's. Try not to set yourself up for failure, set realistic goals, and think before you act. And then, before you tell everyone, actually do it. So basically that's everything about doing before saying. Check out my blog posts on worldpowerdesigns.com. Subscribe, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.